Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, TaTOYians of all ages, welcome to another edition of TaTOYine, where I get to spend a lot of money and show you guys the victory of my spoils. As usual, I am joined by my two hosts, my co-hosts. One is the darkest of butchers, and the other one is the Greekest of gods, Darth Spiridon in one corner, Gigi Pizzle in the other, and me, Dr. Destroyer. And we're here to talk about one of my favorite things in the entire galaxy, toys. And no, not sex toys. Action figures. You call them dolls, I'll drive to your house and slap the oranges out of your fucking bag. Just to let you know. We are live on Instagram. We are live on... Are we live on Facebook? Are we live on Twitch? Are we live on who gives a shit? Anyway, this week, boys, I dug into the baskets of Target, searched around. I've been looking for a few things, not really Star Wars related. More so G.I. Joe related at Target. Can't fucking find it. New exclusives driving me crazy. But while I was there, I bumped into a lot of fun stuff, which we shall talk about. Number one is going to be... which we've all been anticipating for a pretty long time. One of our favorite characters of the new Disney era. It is our buddy, K2SO. So K2SO initially had a Black Series release on the 6-inch. It was an okay figure. It was pretty mass-produced. It was sitting on the shelves for a while, being the peg warmer it was. But this is the first time we've done a 3 3/4, which is really a 4-inch because he's so tall, K2SO. Voiced by our friend Alan Tudyk, as we know in Rogue One, and hopefully voiced again by Alan Tudyk in the new Cassian and K2SO series that shall be released on Disney Plus whenever we beat this coronavirus. Come on, Dr. Fauci, I need that vaccine. Forget hydroxychloroquine.
Get out of here.
K2SO comes with the blaster that he stole from the Imperials during that last scene when they were getting the plans for Stardust. If you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert. And interestingly enough, they really didn't paint his eyeballs, which is kind of odd because they should be kind of silver inside there, but they did not do that. The release for the Black Series had a running variant, which had red eyes as well too, which was like the bad K2SO, which they really didn't announce. They kind of dropped it out there. But this comes on the vintage cards. It has the Star Wars Rogue One logo on there, like it did for the old vintage collection. And this is VC 170, so Vintage Collection 170. So we're all the way up to 170 as it is. Target, this was $15.85, which is a kind of weird price. I think they're usually retailing around the non-New York City Targets at about $13.99. In that same vein, in that same wave, we have one Papa's gonna love. It's Clone Commander Wolf from the Clone Wars. Yeah, it's a pretty dope one. So Wolf was one of those commanders that looked a little grizzled. If you look at his face there, if I can kind of zoom up on him, he's got the missing one eye. He's got the scar down inside of his face. It's all jacked up. Exactly, a la Cable from the Rob Liefeld X-Force series. So he's got that scar down his face. He's got that one blind eye. His armor's gray. He's kind of a cross between the Captain Rex armor and the Commander Cody armor, if you look at it, depending on how you view it from a certain point of view. And Wolf was, I think we briefly saw him in the Clone Wars movie, but he mostly had a position in the Clone Wars cartoon. A lot of people have made in Rebels. Yeah, sorry, had made some custom heads of him as well for like 12-inch figures I've seen recently, and I think they actually released him in the 6-inch Black Series line, but it was a GameStop exclusive, so he was actually fairly hard to get. I do have him, yes. I don't think he comes with the tunic though. I think that was not on that release. It was like one of the earlier Commander Wolves. Um, this, in my opinion, is probably one of the more difficult ones to get, along with another one which we'll see in a second. But this was a cool addition to the 3 3/4 line, and I love the vintage collection. And this is 168. As we're marching to the 160s here, we're gonna go back a little bit and take a look at another vintage collection here that I have that was kind of re-released. I'm not too sure. I think I know the reason why they re-released this is because they re-released the slave. They released that slave one that we did a couple of weeks ago, so they need some Bobas to go with it. This I have not seen in stores yet. I got this off of Big Bed Toy Store, and this is definitely the re-release of the Boba Fett vintage collection. Listen, I'm a sucker for Boba. You release Boba on anything, I'm gonna get it. I don't give a shit if I have 10 of these. I think I have one of these hanging in my wall behind me or sitting on top somewhere over there, for sure. But Boba, no matter how many times you throw them out there, I'm gonna pick them up because all they do is increase in value. And this is the Boba. He's got the flamethrower card that comes out there that we saw in The Empire Strikes Back. The Return of the Jedi card is different. It has him on the skiff, on Jabba's skiff, shooting the flamethrower. And not in this position here. This is the original Boba release on the ESB card. He comes with his heavy blaster and his side piece, his little hand blaster. He's got the Wookiee pelts down the side of his
nice.
His pauldron over there. He's got the.
It's made of hair.
It's not made out of hair. It's made out of
just fiber. Plastic. I mean,
just plastic. It's hard to tell. I think the cape is soft goods. And it's not molded the way that comes to the back. He's got his jetpack, as you could kind of see on the side there.
I don't get it, man. With all the child labor they put into making these, man, they can't take a couple of them, shave them, and make some nice hair. Like, fucking, come on. What the fuck, bro?
Listen, that's we have to ask Mr. Epstein about that question. I think the problem is plugging in those hairs, like hair plugs. Get it, Jerry Lawler? Plugging in those plugs into the armor is probably a difficult feat to include. If you look at the 6-inch ones and the 12-inch ones, they actually have the hairs plugged into them. And I'm not talking about penises. But I picked up 2 Bobas because what's better than 1 Boba? 2 Bobas, obviously.
3, 4, 5.
Exactly. The helmet does not come off, unfortunately. We can't see underneath that. It is in the Empire Strikes Back deco that it has it. So they've re-released a few of these with the Return of the Jedi deco, with the Empire Strikes Back deco. They kind of go back and forth between the 2 decos, and they've released now the Vintage Collection deco as well. I have another Boba Fett piece that I picked up this week as well, which we'll be doing on a future episode, and it is potentially one of my favorite pieces of all time. And I picked it up this week. Anyway, moving on. VC. Oh, by the way, that was VC Viet Cong 09. Viet Cong 09. This is VC 167, which is actually one of the cutest ones I've seen in a long time. I don't know what it is. I think it's just that purple background for the background of the card. This is the Gonk power droid. They call them Gonk droids. These were the ones that the Jawas were using in Star Wars, and the Sandcrawlers also very briefly appeared in the Return of the Jedi in the droid torture scene, where EV-99 had the droid upside down and was branding his feet, and that was actually a repurposed Gonk droid that they used as well. This figure was actually released in the vintage collection line in the 70s. It was one of the Star Wars figures there. So people have Gonk droids that just kind of sit around, and they make a funny little noise when they click when you actually turn the legs back and forth. This one I haven't opened yet. I'm probably not going to open it. I don't know if it clicks or not. But this is a little more advanced than the old Gonk droid. It has some antenna on the front of it. You can see it kind of popping out over there. It's got a little more bells and whistles. The other one was a straight blue with a couple of stickers. Looked like a garbage can. And I think that's what they actually made this out of, was a garbage can. But I love that little purple hue the card has. I don't know what it is. It's like
the
Mace Windu.
Haze.
Exactly. I don't know if I want to get high or Mace Windu's about to chop it in half. One or the other. I don't know. Or Mace is dropping off his condoms that he used with Sice noodles over there. It's a cool one. This was one of the harder ones to get that I've seen. I've seen the rest of them that I'm going to show that I've showed already, except the Boba, in shelves. And this one, for some reason, was a harder one to get. I don't know if it's short packed or the fact that people just love it. It's also on the very, very original Star Wars card that they had in the 70s, which has no other logo inside of it, just Star Wars, and then it says the Power Droid. So interesting choice that they made with that one, but they got to make the B-level characters. This one is probably potentially one of my favorites in this line. It's the Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper outfit gear. So this is released Star Wars card again because that's when he was doing it. Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper, and this is also has a piggybacked on the vintage collection released from the original line. So when they did the first Star Wars line, they did not release this Luke ever as a figure. They did Luke in the Farm Boy outfit. They did Luke in the X-Wing outfit. This one never came out. They had to wait until 1985 till they dropped the Power of the Force line, which they released, which affectionately called, we've spoken about it before, the last 17. The last 17 were the last 17 figures that they had made, which are the super rare ones, the ones that are hard to get, the ones that are expensive, the ones that include things like pop-up lightsaber R2-D2, include Anakin Skywalker, and this Luke with the Stormtrooper disguise was one of those. This will run you about $400 for the vintage line, if you can get him with the original mask and the original blaster, which is a difficult thing to get it. I have it, but I think my blaster's a repro. I'm looking for that blaster. So anybody out there who has it, wants to sell it to me, reduce the price, please let me know. But this Luke is cool. They've built it on the normal Stormtrooper body that they have been for the last couple of years. They put a different head on it. This was released in the 3-pack as well. Last San Diego Comic-Con, they had 3 different Lukes. It was Luke Jedi, this Luke, and I'm blanking on the other one. I think it was the Bespin Luke. But this is the first release on the single card. Target did an exclusive of Han Solo in this outfit last year as well. So this goes exactly with those. We're waiting for the Han Solo.
Can you get me those two?
I can get you those two. I have a Han Solo in my closet right now. I have about 12 of them because I bought them when they were on clearance for like $3, which is awesome. So I got one on that one.
I got an idea though. I got an idea. Why don't they bundle them? Han, Luke, Leia, and Chewie, and all that shit.
So,
make them scratch and sniff to when you like scratch them, they smell like shit.
When they were in the trash compactor. So
yeah,
I'll tell you.
That would be money, bro.
In about '97, they released 2 box sets. One box set had Han and Luke in it, and one box set had Leia and Chewie in it, and they had pieces of the trash compactor inside there with the Diagnoga, and you would actually able to put them together, and the walls were there from the trash compactor, and all the garbage, and their feet went in specific spots, which was pretty dope. So they actually did do that. I have a Luke open because I bought 2 of them because I'm just a mark for Luke, which is he's my boy. Helmet comes off, pops off nice and easy. You can see his head over there. There he goes. The light is pretty spot on. It's pretty dope. It's pretty amazing. His blaster comes with an Imperial blaster that you could stick inside of his holster. And the interesting thing is that they actually retooled the belt on this one because the belt is removable and it's not the same Stormtrooper belt. If you look really closely on that belt in the back over there, he has the grappling hook.
Nice ass.
And Princess Leia escaped with from the Death Star during Episode 4. So the Luke is cool. I'll pick one up for you, Pop. If I see it, I'm sure I'll see it again. And I got the Han Solo already, so don't worry. I'll give you a great deal on both of them. Don't worry.
The man.
But some vintage collection stuff at TaTOYine this week. I love my VOTCs. They're pretty fantastic. Love them all. Any questions about those, my friends?
No, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Dr. Destrroyo, where I post my toy hauls, my customs, and my other cool stuff about my just impeccably amazing life. Twitter, Alex Arroyo MD. Facebook, Alex Arroyo.
Listen, you can also find them on Instagram. Swap the Fig, man. Some fucking ingenious, hilarious fucking posts of people that do some crazy shit with toys. But you can find me on Instagram as well. Spiro_A, Darth_Spirit_on, Rational.Rage. Just find me, man. I'm out there.
You can find me at Greek God Papadon, Twitter and Instagram. Demetrius Papadon, Facebook. Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon is the Pro Wrestling T-shirt store. Greek God Papadon is the YouTube page. To find 3 of us together, raising hell and kicking ass at NFO_podcast on Twitter, official New Force Order on Facebook, New Force Order on Instagram, and the email address is newforceorder@yahoo.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you guys to send us emails every week. We do another show called Who's Moreover. But we want you guys to start reaching out to Doc and giving him ideas of figures, toys that you want him to review and go over. Maybe you're on the fence about buying something. Maybe you're looking for a rare item. Or maybe you're just a mark for a certain character and you just want Doctor to go deep dive into it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Won't be the first time you went 5 knuckles deep into something. But regardless of everything that we're just talking about, we want it to be more interactive so it can be more entertaining for you guys. So that's newforceorder@yahoo.com. Thank you for hopping on this amazing edition of TaTOYine. Doc, sign off. This is your show, not mine.
Utini!
For life.